What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's topic of discussion will be Abraham Lincoln, who was the 16th US President. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in Kentucky. Before being a politician, he was a lawyer in Illinois and by many is considered to be the greatest US President in history, mainly because of his crucial role in the abolition of slavery. Now, without further ado, let's get to the video.
And as soon as Lincoln gets elected, the South secedes.
Yeah, every state starts to say we're not America anymore. Like immediately before he takes office.
It's also crazy checking in on the headlines and you're like, nah, they said you're a chair basically. And you're like, fuck.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
Fuck.
You got Lincoln though. You know Lincoln.
Well, we could just maybe skip him because he'll be the whole fucking...
Yeah. We could stop.
I mean, look,
we could stop
Lincoln-
with Lincoln. Let's stop with Lincoln. And then you go on to some guys you're interested in after Lincoln.
All right.
Yeah, we're good. We can go as long as we want.
Been talking for?
An hour.
Okay. Well,
You're
Lincoln,
not enjoying this? You're not having the time of your life?
I'm having a great time.
I knew you would. This is nice,
I'm
right?
not having a great time.
You're not having a great time.
No, I'm not. I hate this.
Decent time.
Really?
No, I'm having a good time.
How much fun?
You decide which one. The thing I liked about, I mean, I gave you that book about Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's a great, what's his name? Carl Sandburg. It's a weird kind of stream of consciousness telling of Lincoln's story in 4 volumes. It's crazy. Just the war years, just from when he took office. And when he was coming here, there was everything, hell was breaking loose, and there was supposed to be a January 6th. There was supposed to be one.
What?
There was a plan to stop the certifying of the vote. Mm-hmm. And so they went to General, what was his name? He was the only American general then because we didn't fight wars anymore.
Yeah.
So the army was kind of like not, you know.
I think he was the commander.
It's a name you just know when you hear it. Like Scott something.
Oh, yeah, Winfield Scott.
Winfield Scott.
Yes.
Perfect.
So they went to Winfield Scott, the guys running the government, and then they said, we think there's going to be this thing where they're going to try to stop the... So he said, if anyone, made a declaration, publicly, he said, if anyone tries to stop the counting of the votes and the democratic process from happening, either by force or by infiltration, I will stuff them into my cannon and fertilize my lawn with them. That's what he said.
Lincoln said that?
That's what he said.
What?
No,
And,
Winfield Scott.
Oh, Winfield Scott said
Yeah,
that.
and what he did in real fact, because he was a really smart guy, he gave all of the Capitol police and all those guys that they had the day off. They said, go home. And he went and got policemen from Baltimore, from New York City, all kinds of like badass cops. And he had them in plain clothes all over the Capitol, all heavily armed, but in plain clothes. So, and people know, so if somebody started something, the guy would just go like this or elbow him or whatever.
Yeah.
But the appearance was that it was peaceful and that there was no military presence.
Whoa.
But nothing happened. That's what it took to get Lincoln. Everybody, up to the minute that happened, everyone was like, I don't know if he's ever going to take office. People believed he would never be president.
Dude, he wasn't even on the ballot in the southern states. Not even on the ballot.
Yeah.
What?
So a quick note on that. In 1860, they did not use the official ballots that they use today. Instead, it was a slip of paper provided by each party. Since the 1860 Republican Party had no real presence in most southern slaveholding states, there were no political tickets being distributed by them. So technically, people could still vote for Lincoln in the South, but they would have to do so like you would do for a third-party candidate today. And this did not happen very often.
He didn't win one southern state.
A lot of people, big people who would be like whoever now, wrote long things saying, don't take office. Your presidency, your victory is hollow. It's not real. Not even just people from the South, but people from the North. Everyone was afraid that Lincoln was going to just immediately free the slaves and start war with the South. And his first inauguration, he says, first thing out of his mouth is, I have no intention of freeing the Southern slaves or changing their slave laws. And yes, we will chase down and bring you back your slaves when they come up here within reason. He puts like a tiny thing of like, we're not going to like make it our obsession, but we will do it. Like, it's the first thing out of his mouth.
So here's the exact quote from Lincoln's inaugural speech. I have no purpose directly or indirectly to interfere with the institution of slavery in the states where it exists. I believe I have no lawful right to do so, and I have no inclination to do so. In any law upon this subject, all the safeguards of liberty known to civilization ought to be introduced, so that a free man may not be in any case surrendered as a slave. And, at the same time, to provide by law for the enforcement of that clause, which guarantees that the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in said states.
Bothers me about people that are critics of him hang on to that, and they're like, Lincoln didn't want to do it. It's like, dude, the whole time that's what he wanted.
Of course he did. That's what, again, it goes all the way back to the framers. They all wanted this to be a better country than it was. So they knew they couldn't create a nation without slavery. So they said, let's create a nation where people can change peacefully. They can change not only leadership, but the laws. That create a situation where people figure it out for themselves and move forward and change, instead of like a constitution could have been a very permanent thing. It could have been a very solid, permanent thing, but they actually made it elastic on purpose. And that's, Lincoln was like, we'll do it, guys.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We need some fucking time. And boy, what it cost is crazy. And a lot of people who didn't want slavery were really angry at Lincoln for how hard he pushed that war, and that he didn't just settle it. Just let the South do whatever they want. We have our free blacks here. Let them take their chances down there. You're killing millions, or however many fucking, I don't know how many people it was. Like 250,000 people died in the Civil War.
Yeah, probably around there.
Something like about how many we killed in Iraq in a day.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
True.
Yeah, for doing nothing.
Less than Middle Eastern civilians.
Yeah. Measure it in like Persian weddings.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, Lincoln's the best.
It was really something. I mean, it just took a lot of political guts, a lot of fuck.
Yeah.
This is gonna suck.
Just trying to talk to these fucking cunts from the South.
That must be nuts.
That it's just like, clearly this is for money. It's wrong.
Yep.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's 1865.
Well, it was the ultimate
1860.
time.
They know it's wrong.
One, folks not wanting to say that shit's wrong.
Yeah.
And him, like, not making them say it, but getting them to just one guy at a time. He would just go around, get support here, get support there, put muscle in where he had it, and he fought a brutal war, fucking a incessant war.
And he had to wait until he got a victory to fucking announce the Emancipation Proclamation. He was trying so hard to get it out, but his generals kept fucking up and losing.
I was like, fuck.
And he would just be writing to these dudes like, go.
Yeah, please.
Do it.
Get one.
Like, I think he wrote it after Antietam, which was like a draw. He was like, that's pretty good.
Well, yeah, he did.
He's like, that's close enough. Here we go.
The Battle of Antietam saw 12,400 casualties for the Union and 10,320 casualties for the Confederates. The Battle of Antietam ended the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia's first invasion into the North. Even though the North lost more troops, it was still considered a victory.
We're doing
Lenny's
it.
shot
Yeah, and then he got his fucking head blown off.
by next to his wife.
Yeah.
And they put a little napkin. That was what they did for him. They put a little napkin back there and hoped, but it was not a good. It was not a very.
He was alive for a while after.
Yeah, that's what
he
I'm saying.
didn't just die right away.
He didn't have to die at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't die right
Bled to
away.
death.
Really?
Yeah.
Bled to death.
He was like alive in the
He's like, "Can you
hotel
guys
for like
just-" and
a
they're
day.
like, "We don't know how to do anything."
Yeah.
Yeah. What play was he saying? Does anyone know?
Fuck, I do know.
What?
What play?
What was the play? It was at the Ford's Theater.
I don't remember the.
I'm curious to see what he was watching.
Yeah, it was something good.
Yeah.
He was fixated.
He was into it.
He didn't notice the
That's
assassin.
the weird thing. It was Hamilton.
Yeah, it was Hamilton.
Yeah.
He was sitting there watching it like, I got to pretend to like this.
Yeah.
It was fucking Hamilton.
And then they shot him. And he was like, "Thank God."
This place sucks.
Christ, this shit sucks so bad.
Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on April 15, 1865 at Ford's Theater watching the play Our American Cousin. Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, who was in fact an actor. Booth was on the run for 12 days and traveled more than 90 miles before eventually getting caught. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any recommendation for future videos or anything that you would like to see, let it know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you on the next one.